I just think there's such a story to be told about cows in the environment. And I think that all goes into cattlemen because it's such a family business that we are the original environmentalists. I don't think there's any reason not to be more transparent. And really at the end of the day, if we choose to be more transparent, then we can start kind of pushing the narrative from the cow down versus the narrative coming from the customer up. By tracking these animals and really every single piece of information we can throughout their life and through the processing facility, that allows us to have that complete transparency in order for the customer to be able to have a real understanding of what they're buying and what some of those attributes might be that they're so excited about. The EID in our animals from day one is the only reason we're able to really track them throughout their whole life and beyond. That EID really stays with them through the box. So we are in Royal City, Washington at Royal Dairy right now, but Royal Family Farming surrounds us. So my family farms potatoes, apples, cherries, and then more recently, I and my family diversified into these ruminants, dairy and beef, in order to really add value to that soil and the other crops. So we're really fortunate here in the Royal Slope to have a lot of family that farms close by here. So those potato farms essentially, once every 5 years, grow potatoes. In the meantime, they're growing crops for our cattle. And it is my job to make sure that those crops get upcycled into the best protein that we can make, dairy and beef. And so on the beef side, we take those animals when they're born right here every single day and we grow them. A portion of that's going to be on the pasture back on those fields. We're going to put them through our system and then they're going to go to Royal Pack. And Royal Pack is where we turn that animal into beef. And we have a really awesome product that we're able to deliver to really a pretty local customer base, mostly in Seattle and Portland area, but also be able to really, from a whole system, close this loop in a local way. We bring all the feed right here, we upcycle that feed, we get the manure back to our soil, and we get that protein really close by.
Our goal with the Royal Ranch and the beef product is to take a byproduct of the dairy, which would be a calf, that the dairy needs to make the milk, and we're turning it into a piece of meat that is very high grading, high choice type meat that we can sell to the consumer.
From the day of birth, these cattle are given ear tag numbers and IED numbers, and then everything about that cattle is tracked through its entire life. What it ate, its carbon footprint, who its parents were, how old it was, how it gained. All that information is collected until it's taken to the slaughterhouse. And that's where we come in here, is that information is put into Bulvasync, and then we're collecting more information here at the pack. We've worked a lot with VistaTrack to do some custom programming to suit what we're trying to do, which is complete traceability and transparency in the food process, and do some blockchain so that the end consumer is able to sit down for a nice dinner and have the opportunity to scan a QR code and look at the life cycle of the piece of meat that they're trying to eat, from its carbon footprint to who its parents were, the day it was born, the day it was harvested, what time it was taken out of the cooler and put onto the fab floor, what time it was done, and what time it was put in the box.
And so it helps us be able to prove what we're actually doing. Along with what the animal graded, we save all that data through the RFID tag of how it graded at the plant and what bull it was by, what kind of cow it was out of, and we try to breed that cow back towards the same bull if we were very successful with producing an animal that gained well, that graded well, all those type of things. It all links back to the ear tag and RFID tag system.
If your verification isn't accurate one time, then it shoots holes in your whole program. You can't make claims to something if it's not true. So without proper identification from day one to when we ship it into the box, then the information that we're providing to the consumer would be not accurate. And so with Allflex, that helps us make sure that that animal is what the animal is.
My dad created a wonderful system of farming, and I hope to be able to improve that system, and so that my kids can have something to springboard them. And it should always be, our motto here for this year is Siempre Mejor, which is Spanish for always better. And so I want to make sure, just like my dad did for me, planting the seed, building this foundation, to build something great that our kids can effectively springboard off of into the next generation.